Lamborghini star in VR. Hello there everyone and welcome to OpaFed Gaming. You're listening to the OpaFed. We are driving a 2008 Lamborghini Gallardo LP560-4 in the World Touring Car 700 race. We're driving it at the Deep Forest Raceway. We're doing 10 laps. We started 20th out of 20 cars and we started with a rolling start. Now, the 10 laps, obviously, we're not going to be able to do in one tank, so we're going to do a pit stop. However, the problem I have is this car uses a little bit more fuel than other cars I'm used to, and we can't do this 10-lap race on 2 tanks. 3 laps is about tops what we can do on 1 tank full, which means that you gotta fuel up after 3, fuel up after 6, and then you got 4 left. So you're best off to split that and fuel up after 8. Now, there is not a car on the track today that's gonna do all 10 laps in 1 tank. They're all gonna have to do a pit stop sooner or later. But there are cars out there that can do the race, the 10 laps in 2 tankfuls, which is gonna make it really interesting for us with 3 pit stops to try and get enough of a buffer zone in front of 19 cars that we gotta pass to be able to take in our pit stops. Whew, that's gonna be tough. Well, we are ripping around here. We're coming up to the end of our first lap. It's fast. The laps are long, but the cars go so fast that the laps go by pretty quick. So we can't sit around and wait. There is no waiting for the lines to thin out. There is no waiting for anything. There is no special strategy other than catch up to the guy in front of you and pass him. And keep doing that, because we can only go for 3 laps and then we got to go in for fuel. Now, after a while, you tend to lose track of not what lap you're in, because we're only going to do 3. That's pretty easy to keep track of, but I lose track of which position I'm in, what car I'm behind and in front of, and stuff like that. So when we go in for a pit stop, we can see on our display, we can see exactly what lap we're on, what position we hold, and who else is in the pits with us getting fuel or whatever. Now, I'm sure it's highly unlikely anybody's going to be going in after lap 3, because it's just not a strategy that a lot of people employ. But we have no choice, because 3 laps is really, really pushing it. And then you got to be careful on how you drive, because if you hammer the throttle a lot and do a lot of braking, you're using a lot more fuel than normal. And then you might not even get 3 laps. Keep that in mind for later on. So here we are, coming up, finishing our 2nd lap, and we've passed quite a few cars, which is the idea. The intention is to get ahead of as many cars as we can before we got to go in and get fuel. That way, when we're in to get fuel, hopefully not too many can pass by. Now, another thing that's going to be difficult is when we're not in the pits and we drive past the pit stop, there could be cars in there and we could be moving up in position on the track. But we won't know that until the next time we go in for fuel at the pit stop or when the race is done. So there again, like I said, there's only one strategy. Go as hard as you can, catch up to the guy in front of you and pass him. Now, with a race like this, because people are going into the pit stop at different times, there's going to be times where you're going to be on the track and there's not going to be a car in front of you to see or keep up with or to try and pass. Now, I find that the hardest part at all, because when there is nobody in front of you and you can't see how fast you should go, you don't know how hard you got to push yourself or the car to try and get ahead of anybody in front of you, because you don't know where they are. So that, I find that a little difficult, and we're going to experience that in a minute here. But right now we're finishing our 3rd lap, and we're going to go into the pit stop for some fuel and check out our tires. Now, on the left hand side at the bottom, you can see our tires are in white, and the red parts are barely visible, so that means the tires are fine. We don't need to put any tires on, and we can just fuel up. Now, we came in, I think it was number 4, but we're already at number 11. So we're dropping spots real quick, but that's because, like I said, nobody is going to come into the pit stop after lap 3. So best we can do is get that fuel in there, leave, and I see we left at position number 15. So that's still not too bad. You know, we've gone 3 laps, we got a full tank, we're good for 3 more, and we're in 15th spot. So if we could pass, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10 cars in the next 3 laps, we might be sitting okay. But this is what I was talking about. Here we are in lap number 4, and we don't see a car in front of us. And we're going through these circles, or these turns, these S-turns and curves, and it's really hard to know how much you should push yourself. And then every once in a while you can hear the tires scream, and you feel like you're going to spin out, so you slow down a little bit. But we see a pack of cars in front of us, so now we know where we have to race to get ahead in a better position. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to catch up to these guys and rip by them. That's 3 cars right there. And then, well, there's another 3 cars there, so that's 6 cars altogether in the first lap out of the pits. Well, we haven't passed these guys yet, but that's okay. We're going to get them here at the end of the 4th lap. As we come down the hill here, you got to be careful you don't hit this hill too hard, because when you do, it pushes you to the right and into that cement wall. You don't want to do that. So here we go, we passed those 2. And then this guy, that's 6 cars we've passed in 1 lap. Now we got to do 2 more, and then we got to go back in for fuel again. Whew, boy, I tell you, I wish this guy would use a little bit less fuel, make it a little bit easier on you, but that's not the case. So we passed that car that came out of the pit stop. I don't know if he'll move you up position or if he was still behind me already. So we'll have to wait till we get into the pit stop again the next time. In the meantime, keep ripping. You got 3 cars here in front of you. Again, you already passed 6, so if you could pass these 3, then you've got 9. 9 cars in 2 laps is pretty good. Then there's a car in front, that's 10. That'll put us in the top 5, 4 or 5 cars after 3 laps, hopefully. So things are looking good. You know, this car has got a lot of power. When you hammer down on the straight sections, boy, I tell you, you can see it. He just screams by everybody. It's a little slower in the corners, you know, and you've got to really bring the speed down. But you know, that's part of the game, and you gotta know that, so you slow her down a little bit. That's okay. Now these guys are gonna go in for a fuel, for a pit, so we're gonna keep on screaming, and they're gonna be quite a ways behind us now by the time they come out. So this is our 2nd lap after we came out, so that's lap number 5. Now we're on to lap number 6. So after this lap, we're going to have to try and see if we can make it to the pit stop, get in, get some fuel, check out the tires, and make sure that they're okay. Because if they've worn down too much, that also causes a lot of slipping and sliding, and you don't want to do that. So we're going to keep ripping here. She feels pretty good. Feels like she's got pretty good traction, pretty good control going around the corners here. But once again, we got nobody in front of us, so we got nothing to show how fast we should go. So all we can do is just keep going until we see a sign or we get to the pit stop. We're coming around the corner here through the tunnels again. This is lap number 6. It's going to be coming to a close pretty quick, but like I was telling you earlier, when you hammer that throttle quite a bit and you brake a lot trying to get ahead, you use more fuel. Now in the first 3 laps, we managed to get just 3 laps out of the tank, but now we've run out of gas and we're not quite at the entrance to the pit stop yet. That's not a good thing. Not good at all. As this guy here comes ripping by us and leaves us for standing still. So it's all we can do just to get into the pit stops. Look at it, we came in second, and if he wouldn't have passed us, we would have been in first place. So all we can do now is just, luckily we got in here quick enough, and we got 4 laps left to go. Now we're gonna get bounced down the count here quite a bit again, but that's okay, because now we can do 2 laps, come in, get more fuel, and then do 2 more laps, and we're done. And hopefully we'll be in the first position, but we won't know that just yet. So here we are, coming out 13th, 14th, and we came out 11th. All right, so we got 10 cars in front of us to beat. So we're getting into a more favorable position every time we come out of the pit. So hopefully we can continue to do that, and then when we get to the last pit stop, hopefully we can come out first. But it's going to be a tough battle because these guys are really ripping, and we don't know where we are anymore, like I said. All we know is where we are on the lap count. So that's okay though, you know. We're going to keep going behind these guys here, catch up to them, but do not sit behind them any longer than you have to. Do not wait for it. We got to get ahead of them, and we got to push it a little bit now, because we've got too many cars in front of us that passed us when we were in the pits. So coming through here, we can rip pretty good. We get by these guys, and it's starting to look pretty good for us, because we got them all behind us now, and that's only 1 lap. If we can do 1 more, well, we're going to have to do 1 more. And there's that guy that went by us in number 1 spot, that white and red guy. So we're going to try and get by. Maybe they'll go into the pits here, and we can put them behind us. Okay, well, no, I guess they didn't need any fuel just yet. That's okay. We're going to sneak by them on the left-hand side here as we're finishing lap number 7. I believe that's lap number 7. Then we do 1 more, that's lap number 8. And then 9 and 10 we'll do with the last tank of fuel. Now, here again, like I keep saying, I don't know how many cars are in front of us. I don't know if there's any cars on the track in front of us now. Between here and the pit stop, they might be in the pit stop right now getting fuel. So we're just going to keep ripping, keep it flowing through these corners, use the whole track from side to side. Try not to spin it out so it slows you down. Cut the corners as best you can. Should be seeing somebody soon, you would think, you know. We got to be catching up to somebody, because this is our 2nd lap after that last pit stop. We're going to have to go in and get fuel now. Again, that is really, it's really too bad that you got to go in so many times, because you take up a lot of time in the pit stop getting fuel. Okay, we're coming. See, I saw a car right at the end there just making the turn. So we know we got 1 car in front of us, but there's no point in worrying about any of that yet until we go into the pit stop and find out exactly where we are on the track. Okay, 2 laps, you don't run out of fuel. Go figure. A quarter of a tank left. Okay, we came in 4th. We came in 4th, and all we need is fuel. We don't need to spend any time and waste any time changing our tires. Now we're 5th. Oh boy, we're going to be dropping quick again. 7. Oh, that's not looking good, because that's a lot of cars to try and pass in 2 laps, right? That's all we got left. We're in lap 8. As soon as we go out, we start lap 9. Okay, we came out 8th. So we got 7 cars in front of us, not counting this one that just screamed by us. He would have been counted behind us. So we got 7 cars in front of him to pass in 2 laps. That's going to be awful difficult. It's going to be one heck of a battle. Man, I tell you, this is an awesome race. We still got 2 laps to go. We're not done yet. This is an awesome race. It's an awesome car to drive. I just love the way it flows back and forth through the corners, uses the whole track. Like I said, every once in a while I push it a little bit too hard and you can hear those tires squeal. That's okay. So we're coming up around the corner here. There's one car. Got to get ahead of him. Okay. Through the tunnel. This is where the Lamborghini shines, because he can really pick up some speed here. Okay, we got a couple more here. Get by those. Wow. Okay, here we come. Coming down the hill, nearing the end of the 9th lap, and only one more to go. Wonder who's going to win the race this time. I think that running out of fuel might have caused us a little bit of trouble. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay, that's lap number 9 done. In the last one, final lap. And I do believe, if I remember correctly, we got these 2 guys and one more in front of him. Front of me. So I think we are in 3rd place at the moment. Once we get past this Lamborghini, we'll be in 2nd. But it's going to be a close call. It's going to be a close call, but it's going to be an awesome race no matter what you say. Win or lose. We've had a lot of fun racing this one. Here we go. Coming up around the corner, and soon we'll be in that tunnel area, and we should be able to take this. What is that? Another Lamborghini out, the blue one. Over here, we should be able to get by him. Oh, we're letting them get away too far. No, that's okay, not a problem. Here we go. And either we are in first. No, there's another car there in front of us. I see him. There he is. Okay. One. Oh, and there's another one down there. Oh boy, oh boy. Now we're in 2nd place because that blue one is in front of us, and I don't think we're going to be able to catch it. But that's okay. It was a lot of fun racing this one. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. I hope to see you back here again real soon at OpaFed Gaming. You've been racing with the OpaFed.